Hello and welcome. Today we are here to tell the story of the Homeownership Center. We're going to start with demographics. Communities of North Central West Virginia are economically challenged with limited access to traditional banking or financial services. This makes the Homeownership Center an imperative resource for affordable lending. We are primarily looking at first-time homebuyers between the ages of 28 and 59, or millennials and Gen X. Millennials feel that they need more time to research and evaluate their prospects before committing, while Generation X prefers a no-nonsense approach with practical solutions. West Virginia's household median income comes to $60,000, which is 25% under the national average. With this in mind, 20% of these folks hold bachelor's degrees, which creates barriers of limited savings for down payment and unfamiliarity with traditional mortgages and complex financial and lending terminology. This demographic is values hard work, financial stability, but is skeptical of traditional solutions. They currently feel trapped in renting and like they're throwing money away month after month with their rent, but they believe that home ownership is just unattainable due to limited savings or imperfect credit. They feel overlooked because traditional lenders view them as too risky. Yet they're motivated because they see home ownership as a symbol of success and they want to establish generational wealth. They yearn and want to achieve stability and financial independence. And this is where HOC can alleviate this stress. With numerous loan options, including down payment assistance if they're unable to save enough money, HOC is going to be there every step of the way, showing them exactly what they need to do. The Home Ownership Center's main point is that they are real people helping real people build a better future. To make sure all angles of this story were covered, an AI approach was taken. Gemini output a range of options with only one of them feeling like it captured the brand essence, which is option number 3. This option shows a happy family at their home after closing with an HOC staff member there to help them celebrate. This reinforces that the Home Ownership Center will be with customers every step of the way. The family used in this visual is multi-generational, which is representative of a family in West Virginia. Approach this storytelling, we started with a problem, which is lowering the barrier to entry. The target audience already knows that they want homeownership, but feel that there is a barrier for them to make it possible. They're weary and have created barriers to taking the first step in home ownership due to limited savings, imperfect credit, past loan rejections, and gaps in their knowledge. So the resolution to this is to create a campaign that empowers potential customers to take that first step. And that campaign is opening doors. The door to home is closer than you think. To best serve this demographic, the everyday person has been chosen to be the hero. They're the person wanting to buy the home, but they feel that there are too many barriers to achieve the goal of homeownership. The Homeownership Center's role is to empower the everyday person, serving as a mentor, offering accessible services for customers to ease them into the home buying process, equipping them with tools, knowledge, and support. The Homeownership Center is real people helping real people, and they will be there every step of the way to walk the customers through that new open door. From the credit counselor being there to celebrate small wins with an improved credit score, or the loan originator explaining the down payment assistance options. The villain in this story are barriers that people have created for themselves. This is an internalized feeling of homeownership is not for people like me, which leaves them behind a series of closed doors before they've even tried to open them. The journey of this campaign will focus on opening doors for potential customers who have previously had the door closed on them, whether it be in the form of a past loan rejection or in the form of personal self-rejection. How it will come to life. The doors are going to be used as both a visual and mental device. Starting behind a closed door in the form of rejection letters or self-doubt or low credit score, it will transition to an open door when they begin to work with the Homeownership Center. Each service will be represented as an open door for the customer. To make this feel as real as possible, real stories with real people will be used, and testimonials will help narrate the journey. The conflict is this internalized closed door, the relatable struggle of self-doubt, and that potentially home buying will never be from them. So the concept is to debunk some of these customer barriers, like My credit score is too low, while the HOC solution is free credit counseling. The target audience is aspiring homebuyers who have faced previous rejections or have internalized self-doubt. They need to see themselves succeeding. They don't need to see another ad for a loan product they feel that they cannot achieve. The customer point of view of opening doors will demonstrate that feeling of moving from a closed door to an open door or a closed out feeling to a welcoming in. HOC opens doors by recognizing that real people have real circumstances and that the cookie cutter mold of traditional lenders will not fit them. They see potential where others see risk. HOC is there to walk alongside customers, showing them that it is possible to have an open door that they previously felt was forever locked. The story told by Rocket is that buying a house should be possible for everyone at every time. Similarly to HOC, the hero is the everyday homeowner, but they feel that they may be impossible to achieve. Real people, real neighbors. The families in the campaign are living real lives. An expecting mother preparing for motherhood, a veteran returning from home, or a young couple finding their starter home. The main obstacle is this internalized self-doubt, not knowing if homeownership is for someone like them. Homeownership feels out of reach due to rising costs, loan qualification requirements, and economic uncertainty, leaving them doubtful that they will ever find their forever home. This ad works because it dives deeper into the customer emotion, showing what can happen when you finally buy a home. To best tell this story, a few options were taken. The first option being 365 Days to Key, or a documentary-style journey series. This is to follow 2 or 3 real HOC customers from their first step walking through the door of the homeownership center to their final step walking in the new door of their home. The second option is a micro documentary. This is an emotional series capturing the moments the HOC client receives the keys to their new home, combined with their home buying journey. This is a 5-step process. The story we are here to tell is of Sarah, a 34-year-old CNA single mom to an 8-year-old daughter working at a local hospital. Her and her daughter have been renting an apartment for the last 3 years, but each year rent has increased. She feels like she's paying someone else's mortgage, but wishes that it was hers. She's looked at houses on Zillow for years, but feels like it's just impossible to do that because she doesn't have enough money for a down payment and her credit isn't great. She decided to take a step to make an appointment with the homeownership center after hearing a coworker had recently successfully bought a house using HOC. She made an appointment and sat down with Jamie, the homeownership advisor, and felt like it was easy and felt like she was able to create an action plan to improve her credit. Over a 11-month period, we watched Sarah's journey, starting with she's starting to put a little bit of money away each week to contribute to her down payment. She works through her homebuyer education. She has other appointments with Jamie to prioritize her debt payments. And she continues to add into that same savings months after months. After she has spent a number of months improving her credit score and putting money away for savings, she has her credit rechecked again, and she has enough improvement in her credit score to be pre-approved. She's found the perfect house and put an offer in. While awaiting appraisal, she feels like she's able to close within the next month. She really can't believe that it's happening and that she's going to be able to own a home for her and her daughter. She's finally moved in and can't believe that it's real and feels that the folks of the homeownership center have made it possible. To tell this, we'll use a few locations: the homeownership center exterior, the homeownership center interior in the counseling office, the customer's home for interviews, and then the customer's home for some B-roll. As we said, the casting will be a single mother who we will see in both plain clothes and her work clothes, and then we'll also use the homeownership center's real counselor. Some props that will be needed are keys to the customer's new home, a folder with an action plan, the office, and a refrigerator that will serve as the reminder of rental notice. To set the mood of this, music from Vincent Girardi Trio will be used so that it is casual and approachable. A voiceover will be used of Sarah explaining her home buying journey. This lowers the barrier to entry as it is important that customers see themselves portrayed in the commercial, and it reflects that it is possible. Here's a more in-depth look at our story. We'll start with the exterior of the homeownership center and we'll move into interviewing our client. This will go from her feeling weary about not ever being able to buy a home to her buying a home. In between there, we will sit down with the homeownership center and make a plan. We'll have monthly plans and monthly check-ins with our client to see how she progresses. We will end with Sarah receiving the keys to her new home and feeling like she's finally done it. Now I have shared this story, but are you ready to take the step through the new open door? Thank you.